Hello, welcome to your brain. How can I help you? Yeah, I just wanted to file a complaint in the fear department. Okay, and why is that, sir? Well, I don't know, I just think it's a little unnecessary to be scared of some of the stuff they sent up to me. Like, it's not gonna kill me, so why do I have to be scared of it? Ah, yes, I understand. Well, unfortunately, as we do state in the fine print, we are not responsible for any fear that may be developed as they are direct result of your actions and experiences. Oh, jeez, okay. Can I request a conquer of those fears at least? Of course you can. Do you have years of your life to invest in therapy and a willingness to put yourself in extreme discomfort for extended periods of time? You know what? Forget it. I'll just work with it. Very well, sir. Also, any updates on fixing that whole dyslexia thing? I'm sorry, sir, we're closed. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Did you miss me? I missed you, beautiful people. Fear is a strange thing that almost everybody on Earth experiences at some point in their life, and for good reason. Biologically, it's meant to warn your body against doing things that would bring you harm in any way, be that physically or emotionally. In fact, I would argue it's actually one of the most important feelings you can have unless you don't want to live a long life. However, sometimes your body will see a thing and then decide it hates that thing, and every time it sees, hears, or reads that thing, it will fall into a downward spiral from which it will never recover, which is just wonderful. And these things make absolutely no sense at all to be scared of, because logically they pose no harm to you, but your brain isn't always logical. I think an important skill that most people in life need to learn is when, where, and how to tame your fear, which is something I have even yet to learn. There's been a lot of moments where I was scared when I didn't need to, and if anything, it's actually done more harm than good. Either I embarrassed myself, or I didn't take an opportunity that was presented to me that could have benefited me in the long run. Sometimes fear isn't exactly looking out for your best interests, it's just trying to keep you in your comfort zone. Honestly, sometimes I feel like fear is just getting bored and it's making up opportunities to like show itself, because we've created a society where it's not like we're supposed to be scared of predators or any sort of dangerous terrain anymore. So fear's just in the back of your head going, I don't know, fuck it, clowns, now you're scared of clowns. And now every time you see a small circular red piece of foam, you have a minor heart attack for the rest of your life. I recently started college a few months ago, and on like the third day of class, the teacher asked me, yeah, why don't you read the next passage? Now, I am not the best reader, but I went through high school reading in front of people pretty fine. But I've been out of high school for like 3 years, and I haven't even interacted with people my own age in 3 years. So I was a little bit nervous. But hey, the last passage was pretty short, so I wasn't that worried. So I turn over my paper to see my passage, and it's a goddamn thesis. It is a literal light novel. It literally spans 2 pages, and I am meant to read the entire thing. So then my anxiety just spikes to an all-time high, and then I slowly begin reading the passage. As I'm reading the passage and going down the lines, I feel a familiar lump begin to form in my throat, and a familiar voice in the back of my head saying, "You can't do this," repeating over and over and over again. You're going to mess up, you're going to screw up, you're going to embarrass yourself. All these things that are not true, but if you're told something long enough, you eventually begin to believe it. I get maybe midway through, and I stop, and the teacher looks at me and says, "Are you okay? What's wrong?" And I'm just sitting there staring at it, panicking inside. I slowly look up, and I say, "Sorry, I can't read it. I forgot my glasses." Now, there are 2 things wrong with that statement. 1, the passage is a literal handout, so it's 2 feet in front of my face. And number 2, this is like the first week in. I have never worn glasses, so everyone automatically knows that I'm just spewing bullshit. But the teacher, being a G, just looks at me and goes, "Okay, yeah, let's find somebody else." And then I just breathe a sigh of relief. But oh my god, was that unnecessary? There were maybe 10 people in this class, and I was nervous to read in front of them. By the way, I'm also an ex-actor. That was my job for a while. So I couldn't help but feel a little bit disappointed in myself after that. However, after my little pity party, it got me thinking back to the things that I used to be scared of when I was a kid. When I was young in my family, I was known as that one kid who was scared of his own shadow. I pretty much had a deathly fear of almost anything you can think of. Bugs, roller coasters, heights, sleepovers. I was scared of sleepovers. Don't ask, cause I couldn't tell you. But I think the biggest one was stage fright. I hated getting up in front of people and having to say stuff, which got me thinking of the moment that made me want to be a performer in the first place. When I was around 6 or 7, my sister was doing a singing recital, as she did almost every year. My sister was super outgoing, and from my perspective, she was not afraid of anything. And to me, I admired her for that. I mean, the fact that she was getting up in front of people and singing every year was like witchcraft to me. However, one year, she looked at me and said, "Hey, do you want to do a duet with me?" And almost instantly, I looked at her and said, "Nope, absolutely not. Go fuck yourself. What do I look like, an idiot?" But months leading up to this, she kept pestering me about it. Every day just pestering me, asking, "Are you sure you don't want to do it?" And I would say about a week leading up to the performance, she asked me one more time, "Are you sure you do not want to come up and sing with me?" And finally, against my better judgment, I said yes. And let me say, oh my god, what a therapeutic experience. Who knew that doing things outside of your comfort zone lets you discover new things that you enjoy doing?
Stares intensely at audience.
And to be honest, looking back at it now, that's pretty much the moment my life changed forever. It molded me into the human that I am today just because I decided to not let fear get the best of me. Now, did I learn from this as a little boy and just take life head on, never fearing anything? No! I proceeded to be scared of everything until the ages of 14 to 15. And it wasn't until my early 20s where I truly understood that lesson. I mainly wanted to make this video because there's a lot of big changes that are happening in my life recently. And it would be foolish and wrong of me to say that the fear of change doesn't exist. It's definitely something that I suffer from. However, I really want to try just taking things one step at a time and not dwell on the future but focus on the present. Because I feel like I'm always thinking about the negative things that could happen instead of the positive things, instead of just being like, this sounds fun, let's do it. And if any of you guys are feeling like I do, I would encourage you to do the same. Anyway, that's the video, and I'll see you in the next one.